Hey everyone, I'm Ben.
And I'm Sam.
And this is Counterfeit Christianity again, and we're talking about the ancient gods. This is the third video. And we are talking about Moloch today.
So we talked about Baal.
We talked about
Ishtar.
And now it's Moloch.
And now Moloch.
Yeah. So I want to give perspective again. The reason that we're doing this is because we want to focus everybody on the true living God. These gods are also alive and they're also powerful, but they are going to lead you to death and to hell in this life and possibly the next.
And we want to help open your eyes to the influence they have on the world around you that you may not have noticed.
Yep.
You know, whether it's in, satanic imagery, or whether it's in the themes and ideologies that are trying to change our society, that get put under names like progressive. Mm-hmm. You know, that makes it sound like it's
a good thing, right?
Moving forward or going somewhere, but I would argue that most of it's going backwards.
It is going backwards, but way worse, because it's going back to something that has been chucked away many years ago by our ancestors.
People seem very fooled by it, though. People seem like they're running towards it.
They certainly are.
They're quite happy to follow it.
Yes.
It's like once you take God out of society, there's like this vacuum.
Yeah.
And it starts to get filled by anything.
7 times more, right? It's like the man who was freed of the demons. They kicked the demon out of his body. Now he's free and clear. So after that, the other demon went, let's go. I'm just going to go get my mates and fill you back up. So 7 times more. And that's where we're at in our society. Our culture is being filled with the demons, these ancient gods, 7 times more than there ever was, I reckon, and possibly even more than that. But yeah, we've talked about these things before in a previous video, and it was actually our video that did the best, so that's part of the reason why we want to talk about it. But it's very interesting.
You used all the worldly keywords.
Yeah.
That's why, like YouTube would be wanting to push worldly stuff, and it wouldn't want to be pushing Jesus.
Right. Yeah. So, Moloch. In the book that I read, Return of the Gods by Jonathan Cahn, I've listened to it. I'm almost finished the second time round. I'm probably going to go 3 as well because there's so much stuff in it.
Moloch. It sounds like molest.
It does.
He probably is a molest.
We did look it up. Well, he certainly is. He molests the truth, right? He molests what was designed to be good and fucks it all up. And not only that,
he likes murdering babies.
Yeah, and he likes satanic ritual abuse. So yeah, there's a molestation of truth, right? As well as physically molesting people, and he has done that for a very long time. So some people think that Baal and Moloch are the same, but he thinks they're different. He's separated.
Enoch reckons there's about 200 demons that got thrown down. I wonder if they were like of different classes or power levels or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds sci-fi.
Yeah, but you're probably right.
There are roles and
well, there were leaders, right? There
hierarchies and stuff in heaven. So I guess it makes sense.
So Satan was the boss. He was the one that wanted to be God.
And then you have head angels like Gabriel and Michael.
Yeah, and so he would have had his top-notch blokes underneath.
So I wonder what the loadout was when these 200 demons get dumped out of heaven down to earth. I wonder how many were... Because we're talking about what Baal, Moloch and Ishtar.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about Moloch specifically in this video. But I wonder what makes them so...
pervasive?
Yeah. Like what makes them so prominent? Like maybe they're the 3 head ones.
Yeah, possibly. But so Moloch, he's also known as the abomination. That it's like when that word to me, it's like it feels like if you refer to somebody as an abomination, that's like a big deal. Right?
That's a strong word.
It is.
It's not a word you hear a lot.
Yeah, and when I heard that, I'm like, And when you hear what he is the God of and what he has people do for him, then you know that name is justified. So he is abomination because he is the God of parents sacrificing their children.
So it's not just about him killing children.
No.
Or getting people to kill children. He gets their own mother to kill them. Well,
their own
that's
family.
That's a whole new level of perverse.
Is. Yeah. It's their own family to kill their child. And it's like, and they're doing it, the reason that they did it is so that they would have, it was usually for monetary gain. So that's why people would think that it was for Baal. It's the same God. So it was not, back in those days, it wasn't necessarily actual money. It was like to grow crops, have their crops go better and stuff like that. So it was, it's like the woman
Fear
giving
and
up.
superstition.
Yeah.
If you don't kill your baby, there'll be no crops.
Yes.
And you and all your family are going to starve anyway, and it'll be all your fault.
Yeah. In our culture now, it's not like a woman handing her baby over to the priest of Moloch to be murdered and burnt. It is abortion, and that's true. So it's like a mother, they wanted to get rid of this baby so that they could have monetary gain. And why are people mostly aborting their children? It's for monetary gain, right? They're hindering my progress in life. I won't be able to do this. I won't be able to do that. It's like, that's exactly the same reason.
But at the same time, that same culture of Ishtar we were talking about earlier is promoting lots and lots of, like, just sex with anyone.
Sex with anyone. So it's connected again.
Yeah, it's making the baby so they can kill them.
Yep. And then
That's
and
insane.
now what are they doing with a lot of these aborted fetuses?
Well, they use them as, like, beauty products and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like, Hollywood celebrities will wear dead babies on their face as, like, a face rub. And all sorts of
And
weird
they
stuff.
inject some of them too, right? It's like they take their cells and it's like
stem cells.
yes, I think there's parts of it that are in that as well.
And that itself isn't evil, but if you're going to breed babies so that you can kill them and take it, that is.
Yeah.
I mean, if in the normal course of human, procreation, healthy babies get born and they're taken away home so they can live a nice life, and you use some of their tissue to help someone, that is one thing. But farming them, encouraging all this, a change in sexual values in our society that creates a lot of pregnancies, and then killing those babies, that's horrific.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
Yeah.
That's what you do with oranges.
Yeah.
Like you plant the oranges and
To
then,
kill it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that Jonathan Kahn talked about is the way that they would kill babies back in those days is to chop up. It is to leave out to die. And the other way was to burn. And so that is actually how they abort babies now, is by, and like in Australia, it's legal to have a baby born and then leave it in a room to die. That's what they're actually doing in Australia now. They just leave it away, and it's called, like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like after birth abortion. But what they do is
I've heard of something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke.
no, they lock them in a room and let it die. And so that's
Australia?
in Australia.
Surely not.
Yep. We should look it up specifically and find but I know that it's happening here. So that is exactly how you would kill your own child for Moloch. And so they chop it up and
So
then
again, recycling the old thing from ages ago, but now they're using modern hospitals and nurses to do it.
And it's very well hidden, so you wouldn't even understand it now. But
Well, abortion is one of those things where if you try and ask questions about it, you get shouted down and attacked, right?
Yep.
So everyone's too scared to talk about it. It's like, no, it's my body, my choice. Unless it's, of course, a new experimental jab.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's
everyone must get it.
their body, their choice.
No, it's like, it's your body, my choice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so Moloch is the abomination. He is about parents killing their own baby for whatever reason. And that's, like, we talked about...
stand-up bloke.
Yeah, we talked about the numbers, right? Back in those days, would they have even had the opportunity to kill 1 million babies? I would say not. Yeah.
What is it, 1 billion?
No, we looked it up. It was like 150 million in the US since it's become legal in the 70s.
I think it's a lot more than that.
Well, I'm sure
Globally,
worldwide.
I think it's like close to 1 billion.
I would say, yeah.
1 billion babies.
Yeah, that's
being
just the US. And that was ever since Roe v. Wade came into effect.
Well, the modern world has enabled Baal, Ishtar, and Molech to take their proclivities to an extreme level.
Yeah.
Billions of people to play with and destroy.
Yeah. Well, back in those days, there was not that many people around. And so they would, it was totally different. But yeah, we know that there's hundreds of millions within the US, but globally, it probably is 1 billion, easily, I would say. Like, I wonder in Australia how many it is. It's probably a lot.
That's a lot of face creams for Fergie.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, so Moloch is the abomination. He is the baby killer. And there's lots of other things that they did, like satanic ritual abuse, that still goes on today. I know people who it's happened to. And it's like molestation, probably connected to Moloch. And
then you got places like the Catholic Church that basically do that as you can't be a priest unless you want to touch kids.
Yeah, and I've heard stories about what goes on in Hillsong. But yeah, you don't even know. It's so pervasive. It's so ingrained in our culture. It's just taken over everything, and it's good now. It's good, right? It's okay.
We've all been normalised to it. It's not okay.
No, certainly not.
We've been taught that, it's not a baby, it's just a fetus.
Yep. And people will fight you physically for saying that it's a human being. It's like, come on.
I've had people attack me about it before.
Yeah, right.
So like, I don't agree with it, and then they attack you for
Physically?
hours.
Oh, okay.
Like just scream at you and stuff. It's like, you will agree with me. It's like, I've tried to say to this one girl once, I'm just like, I should probably need some holy water or something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, look, we're going to have to agree to disagree. You're going to have to respect that I have an opinion, and I'm going to have to respect that I can't change yours.
Yeah.
Because I'll never actually respect your opinion.
No.
But that she wouldn't leave me alone. She kept attacking me. She did get in my face. She did try and get physical.
Yeah.
But the other thing is,
that's another thing
she's weaponized.
Yes.
Like she's been indoctrinated in school, university, etc., that she has to attack someone.
And she's a daughter of Ishtar because she actually
that
thinks...
girl?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's so many. Like, I know so many of them.
She's gross.
I know so many of these women nowadays who are actual daughters of Ishtar because they... First of all, I was talking about this with my son today. It's like, we're watching The Witcher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
I was watching that last night.
I haven't watched the new season, but I watched season 2, and then it just came up with a scene of this massive, Henry Cavill, right, fighting this little girl with a sword, and it's like, come on, this is bullshit. It's like a big, strong man, and then this daughter of Ishtar thinks that she can fight a man, and they portray it. They portray it as if it's truth. It's like, no, if I backhand anybody, they're falling down the steps and dying. It's like unless they're like some freak of nature who could beat the shit out of me. I know they're around, right? There are women that can kick the shit out of me. But it's like...
Probably not ones that are 4 feet tall.
No. And they're doing flips with swords and shit. It's like, that's the portrayal of Ishtar in our society.
Oh, you're talking about the main character girl, Siri, right?
I don't know.
The blonde-haired girl.
No, it was like the first episode of season 2, and he's like having a sword fight with this little chick. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like teaching her. She's like the princess or something.
Yeah, right, that's it.
Princess Cirilla.
Yeah, that's it.
I was watching it last night.
Okay.
But I guess that is probably part of the masculinization of women that Ishtar wants.
Yeah, and they like portray these women as if they're physically the same as men, but they're not.
I think Siri's actually pretty badass.
Yeah.
But I don't like the overall weaponization of the concept by the demons, no. Yeah. And it does infiltrate our
I know that it's just... I know I'm using the TV show as like an example for true life, and it's not. TV shows are allowed to be stupid. It's like, okay, I'm fine with that. But I'm not saying that it shouldn't be, but it's just like the overall culture that they're trying to change.
Well, it's ingrained in everything. It's in our education, it's in our entertainment, it's everywhere.
Yeah, well, my sister, this is a story that she told me. She's like, I could stop somebody from raping me. Her husband, like he's a cool dude, he's like, no, you can't.
Really?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, watch, I'll show you. And then he just jumped her and held him down in 1 second. It's like, you cannot. And like, she's physically strong, and she does CrossFit.
Really fit,
yeah. And it's like, and he's not physically strong as a man. He's like, he lifts weights a little bit, but he's like just a normal dude. And he jumped on top of her and pinned her down in 1 second. And it's like,
you should have filmed that.
I wasn't there. She just told me about it. But now she understands. Like, even she was, her mind was controlled by this.
I have been attacked by women a few times, and I've just refused to fight back.
Yeah.
And they get in your face, and they think they're really tough.
Because our culture will also prosecute the man.
I remember that I was out camping and this lady's like got her fist back. I'm gonna king hit you. Like,
is that the video? We should put it in.
We should put her in.
You've got that video.
I've got the video.
Yeah.
I filmed her because I thought,
because you looked for it the other day.
When she does attack me, she'll probably call the cops and say I did it, and because I'm a man, the cops will believe her.
Yeah.
So I'm filming this shit.
Yeah.
And when they ended up coming and they took her away in a paddy wagon, which is great. And then the kids at the campsite, because there were a bunch of like 15-year-old, 16-year-old boys having school camp, and they were the ones who called the cops because she was being very antisocial. And
she was high on something.
I'm pretty sure she was trying to hit on the underage boys too. But funny thing is, after they took her away in the paddy wagon, her camp got raided by like 30 young dudes. And I heard them yelling stuff like, oh, I found some vape juice, sweet. You know, like they stole everything from her camp. And then she had taken her car, right? This crazy woman literally chased me in her car.
Yep.
And she had gone up the path and she'd got her car stuck in the mud because, you know, she was off her face on God knows
She's
what.
a literal incarnation of Ishtar.
She is. And she's the skimpy like black dress she was wearing and stuff. Yeah. And those motorbike dudes, I've got that on video where they come past and she's swinging her dress at him and stuff. She is a daughter of Ishtar. Can you please leave my camp? Hey, this lady's attacking me. What the fuck? Oi, you need to leave. Leave me alone. This lady
He's still trying to attack me. Can someone call the cops?
Look at the camera. Look your fucking body. Look at me in the eyes. Look at me
Someone call the police.
in the eyes.
Yep. She's attacking me.
Call the police.
She's come attack me in my campsite.
God, any of you.
You need to leave.
No. I'm not socially acceptable. Oi. No. Hey.
She came and attacked me in my camp.
Just leave him, Dad. Hey, you go back to your tent and just leave him. Just leave him alone.
You okay?
Where are you from? Down the bottom. He's pushing shit
Stop.
with me.
Stop.
He's pushing shit with me.
At least I've got witnesses now.
No, he's-
I do not know this lady. She's been singing drunk down there all day.
Yeah, I know, we know.
And she's Australian. And none of you guys are Australian, are you?
Well, that's got nothing to do with it.
Hey.
If I have to defend myself, I will.
Well, why don't you just go
I've given you a lot of quarter here. I will hit you. You keep trying to attack me, I will hit you.
Don't go there with her. She's off a fucking tree, mate. She's been like that all day.
She got no right to attack people
Boy
though.
said they walked down there and she was like,
She was accosting them too, yeah.
But those boys not only destroyed her camp, they went and destroyed her car too. And then I saw her come back the next day, and I was leaving. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm getting out of here. And I saw her come back the next day, and I'd gone through her stuff. Like, it's like
She
that's
was,
what, that's
she'd
what you
come
get for being
down.
a dirty daughter of Ishtar. You slut.
But yeah, it's so true. Like it's seeped into our culture so
I'll have to
dramatically.
put. But I guess that goes back to the whole thing where women are trying to be tough.
Yeah.
Because I was friendly the whole time. Like even when she came over and started hassling me, I'm like, hey, look, we're over here having a good time. Just having a couple of beers and a campfire and stuff. And look, you're obviously having a great time over there. She was dancing and chasing ducks and turkeys and stuff all by herself. And could you go back over there and we'll stay over here? But the nicer I was, the more aggressive she became.
Yeah, we want to bring everything back to this. There is a way out of it. We shouldn't be fearful, right? We should you should be if you're not on the way with Jesus. It's scary as shit. But if you're on the way with God, if you're on the way with Jesus, then we don't need to worry about this stuff. We're trying to
if
focus
God's
you
with
on
you,
that.
the demons are afraid of you.
Yeah, they're going to fuck with you though. We experience that.
I find they use other people. They won't attack you directly. They go and influence another human to attack you. I wouldn't be surprised if a demon influenced that lady that day.
Yeah, well, this reminded me, I was going to talk about this, but I was in a house the other day, and this has all happened since I begun to realize the truth, right? And I looked out, I kept having this sense of there's somebody out the window looking at me, and every time I look, it's like there's nothing there, but I could see it in my periphery, like absolutely clearly.
That's creepy.
Yeah, and then look, nothing there, like happened 10 times. And then I turned around, and then a spirit, I don't know a demon, right? Crossed right in front of me, very clearly.
Right.
Yeah. The reason that I believe that happened is because there's a girl who mentally disabled, and then she went by herself, and she was like talking to somebody very aggressively, and there was nobody in there. Like she's in a room by herself, and then she was like speaking like not a human voice.
You do that pretty well.
Yeah, well, I heard it, right? I was right there. And then somebody called out to her, and she's like, yes. Like, she's like, she has the mind of a child. And she's like, yes. And then went back to it. Like, she was having a conversation with something, in a weird language or something. And then what I think happened is when she left, the brightness of us, it stirred them all up. And so they were going everywhere. It wasn't...
So God was with you. You came into a place where the demons are
there, yeah.
And they were talking to her.
Yeah.
They should leave her alone.
Yeah, and because she has no chance. Like, she can't reason her way out of it. It's like a little child. But that's what they do. They attack the weak. And so when
they're cowards.
Yeah, exactly. They're weaklings. It's like they've messed with me multiple times, and my wife and my kids. But it's like, I know a lot of people probably think that we're just mental, but it's like it's not. And when you are on the way with Jesus, they'll have a go at you. They want to get you. They want you to be fearful. But when you're not fearful, it just eventually just dissipates. And
I actually expect, I know that God's in me, and I know that spiritual beings can tell, and I almost expect often when I go out into public just to get harassed or attacked.
It does
by
happen to
some
you
crazy
in the
person.
physical world a lot with other people
And I
involved.
don't do anything
Yeah,
to
yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
I just sit there and try not to make eye contact, and they will come and get in my face and then be like this, and it's like, here we go again.
Yeah, I've witnessed it.
I need to carry some bloody holy water around or something.
I bet we're probably working to splash a bit of holy when they melt. But yeah, come back to Jesus is what we're saying. Like for us, this stuff isn't frightening, it's fun. It's funny. And like even in a dark place on your own, it's fun when it happens to you. And so we're trying to encourage you to chase Jesus, be intentional with him, and he'll bring you free. He'll bring you into the free.
Start seeing the
freeness
world
of him.
for what it is, not what it tries to pretend to be.
Yeah, we're in an exciting world of colour and vibrance, and there is a lot of evil, but there's also pure goodness
That's
in it.
the understanding I've come to as to why God doesn't send a second flood and destroy this planet, because you'd be destroying the good with the bad.
Yeah, yeah. Or what was it? Sodom and Gomorrah, there was 0. So he burnt it. He just smashed it. So it's like, there are so many good. I used to think we were alone, right? But now God is like bringing people out. It's like something's happening right now. There's something big going on in the world with those who are on the way with God.
God's doing stuff.
Yeah. That'll do, eh?
Yeah, right.
All right, see ya.